Have you ever looked in the mirror and silently asked yourself, am I really attractive? Maybe the doubt arose when someone averted their gaze as they passed you on the street, or when a conversation suddenly stopped as soon as you entered a room. The truth is that attraction goes far beyond what the eyes can see. As Carl Jung would say, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. And it is precisely in this inner journey that the essence of true attractiveness lies. Get ready for an unexpected journey, where the truest mirror will not be made of glass but of your soul. Now imagine, what if you are already sending clear signals of charm and magnetism, but simply don't recognize them? Human beings have psychological and behavioral patterns so subtle that they often ignore their own appeal. Jung believed that the greatest truths about ourselves remain hidden behind the masks we wear to survive socially. It's possible that, while you worry about visible imperfections, the world is silently captivated by the authentic radiance that emanates from your presence. This video is more than just a simple list. It is a revelation, a carefully guided journey through the 12 hidden signs that, according to Jungian analytical psychology, indicate that you are far more attractive than you ever imagined. It's not about imposed beauty standards or unrealistic comparisons. It's about self-knowledge, understanding the gestures, the words, the behavior, and the energy that make you unforgettable to others, even when you don't notice it. In the next few minutes, you will be surprised to discover how small actions, spontaneous reactions, and even silences can be interpreted as powerful social magnets. Every detail will become a piece of this enigmatic puzzle that reveals your true power of attraction. As Jung stated, what you deny in yourself controls you, but what you accept transforms you. And today, together, we will begin this transformative process of acceptance. So take a deep breath. Set aside for a moment the insecurities that society insists on planting within you. Open yourself to the possibility of seeing yourself with new eyes. You are about to deeply and symbolically understand why people feel naturally drawn to you, even if you have not yet realized it. And by the end of this experience, I guarantee, you will never see yourself the same way again. Since the dawn of humanity, people have sought to understand their own essence. Looking in the mirror goes beyond seeing physical appearance. It is an invitation to explore the depths of the soul. Carl Jung taught us that true attractiveness does not reside solely in aesthetics, but in the authenticity that emanates from within. It is in this inner reflection that we find the most genuine signs of our unique beauty. Modern society often imposes unreachable standards, making us question our value and attractiveness. However, Jung proposed that every individual carries within themselves universal archetypes that shape our personality and behavior. Recognizing and integrating these archetypes is essential to achieving individuation, the process of becoming who we truly are. Imagine that your presence impacts the spaces you enter, even without you realizing it. This happens because your energy, shaped by experiences and emotions, communicates silently with the collective unconscious. Jung believed that this deep connection between individuals is mediated by archetypal symbols and images that transcend verbal language. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to radiate their own light, effortlessly drawing looks and attention? This magnetism is not by chance, but rather the result of harmony between the conscious and unconscious. When we are aligned with our true nature, we express a serene confidence that resonates with others on a deep instinctive level. The shadow, a Jungian concept representing the repressed aspects of our psyche, also plays a crucial role in our attractiveness. By confronting and integrating our shadow, we become more whole and authentic. This integrity is perceived by others as a magnetic force, as it conveys courage and vulnerability in equal measure. In addition, Jung introduced the concepts of anima and animus, representations of the feminine within the man and the masculine within the woman, respectively. These elements influence our relationships and perceptions, shaping how we connect with the world around us. By balancing these inner forces, we project a more complete and attractive image of ourselves. Therefore, recognizing and accepting all aspects of our psyche, from the brightest to the darkest, is fundamental to awakening our true attractiveness. This journey of self-discovery, though challenging, is profoundly rewarding. As we become aware of who we really are, we begin to radiate a beauty that transcends the physical and touches the souls of those around us. Have you ever felt that people stop to listen when you speak, even when your words are simple? Or that in certain situations, your mere presence is enough to inspire respect and curiosity? This phenomenon, often called silent charisma, was deeply studied by Carl Jung through the lens of analytical psychology. For Jung, this aura comes from the integration of the conscious self with the depths of the unconscious, allowing the individual to become a channel of inner harmony and balance. The search for external acceptance often leads us to adopt masks or personas, as Jung called them. The persona is the social face we choose to show the world, but it does not always correspond to our true essence. Truly attractive people possess the rare ability to align their persona with their authentic inner self, creating an irresistible congruence. This integrity is perceived as authenticity, and authenticity is one of the most powerful forms of attraction. The collective unconscious, a central concept in Jung's theory, also plays a vital role. Every society, culture, or group carries universal symbols that evoke similar emotions and behaviors in all of us. When your conduct or attitude unconsciously activates these symbols, you become a figure that inspires safety, trust, and respect. That's why, many times, you don't have to speak to be noticed. Think of historical figures, leaders, or even ordinary people who have left a mark on your life. What did they have in common? Often they were not the most beautiful by conventional standards, but rather those who had an inner glow, a deep gaze, or a serene demeanor that awakened something inexplicable. Jung believed this happens when one reaches the state of individuation, the peak of the inner journey. Another intriguing factor of attractiveness is mystery. Human beings are, by nature, drawn to the unknown. People who preserve a certain degree of mystery about themselves, who do not reveal everything immediately, trigger in others the archetype of the explorer, making them want to uncover the enigma. The healthy balance between transparency and reserve is an art mastered by few, yet it generates a powerful force of attraction. No less important is emotional energy. Even if it is not visible, it is felt. Jung suggested that unexpressed emotions remain in the body and manifest in subtle ways, in posture, tone of voice, and breathing rhythm. Those who learn to embrace and channel their emotions instead of repressing them project a magnetic presence that is hard to ignore. Finally, never underestimate the power of attentive listening. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, the one who truly listens becomes rare and precious. Active listening, according to Jung, connects not only words but souls. When someone feels truly understood, a bond of empathy and connection is created that transcends any physical appearance. And this deep connection is one of the greatest signs that you are indeed a profoundly attractive person. Often the way others perceive us does not reflect who we truly are, but rather who they expect or want us to be. Carl Jung called this phenomenon projection. People project their own unconscious desires, fears, and expectations onto us. When you awaken these projections in a positive way, even unintentionally, you become magnetic in the eyes of others. True wisdom lies in recognizing that this attraction speaks as much about them as it does about you. Projection can create intense and at the same time dangerously illusory relationships. Those who are considered unconsciously attractive often awaken passion, idealization, or even envy. According to Jung, we only achieve balance when we become aware of these forces and do not allow ourselves to be manipulated by them. Remaining centered, even amid admiration or criticism, is a sign of emotional maturity and further increases the respect and fascination others feel. Another invisible yet highly perceptible element is the wounded healer archetype. Many attractive people carry stories of pain, overcoming, or inner challenges that have made them more empathetic and resilient. Paradoxically, their scars become bridges that connect and inspire others. As Jung said, where there is a wound, there is also healing. Your life story, with all its falls and recoveries, may be one of the strongest signs of your value and personal magnetism. In the dance of human attraction, subtle self-confidence is a quiet force. It is not arrogance, nor a need for approval. It is the calm conviction of someone who knows themselves, accepts their imperfections, and does not feel desperate to be accepted. This is a higher stage of the individuation process proposed by Jung, the state of not needing external validation to fully exist. The gaze, according to Jungian psychology, is one of the most powerful windows to the soul. A steady, deep, and sincere look communicates much more than words. It reveals intentions, emotions, and hidden truths. When you face the world without fear of being fully seen, you transmit an inner strength that few can resist. This silent magnetism is undoubtedly one of the 12 most enigmatic signs of true attraction. The ability to remain whole amid chaos also does not go unnoticed. Jung pointed out that in a fragmented society, the person who maintains the integrity of their character automatically becomes a beacon for others. Your values, your actions, and your consistency become a higher form of spiritual beauty, perceived even by those who do not consciously understand why they feel drawn to you. Finally, a sense of purpose and meaning in life is irresistible. Human beings seek meaning in everything, and a person who possesses clarity of purpose and passion radiates an energy of direction that attracts those who are lost or searching for inspiration. Jung maintained that living a life with purpose is the greatest achievement of the individuation journey. If you live your truth, even in silence, you already embody one of the most powerful signs of being a truly attractive person. The modern world is saturated with noise, information, and distractions. Amid this chaos, the simple act of being a calm and centered presence becomes a silent revolution. Jung called this ability to maintain an integrated and undisturbed self being in possession of oneself. This rare quality turns those who possess it into an emotional safe harbor for others. And this, without a doubt, is a powerful form of attractiveness. Human touch, even if subtle, is also a transmitter of energy. A firm handshake, a welcoming gesture, or even an open and relaxed posture communicates safety and confidence. Jung believed that psychic energy manifests symbolically, and the body is an extension of that energy. Those who feel comfortable in their own skin radiate this harmony naturally. Refined humor and lightness in the face of adversity act as a balm for those who cross your path. Jung's wisdom on complementary opposites, light and shadow, joy and pain, teaches us that people who can navigate between these poles without losing their balance attract admirers. Humor thus becomes both an emotional outlet and a sign of emotional maturity. Another fascinating aspect is the ability to maintain a comfortable silence. While many rush to fill every space with words, few understand the power of a well-timed pause. According to Jung, silence can be as communicative as any speech. A silence full of presence creates mystery, respect, and even an anticipation that heightens the magnetism of the one who masters it. Emotional adaptability is also one of the hallmarks of the most attractive individuals. People who adjust to changes in environment or others' behavior without losing their essence demonstrate a rare inner flexibility. Jung defined this as the ability to integrate new content into consciousness without becoming destabilized. This inner balance inspires and attracts. True empathy, the kind that connects to another's suffering and joy, transforms the way people perceive you. Jung argued that every human being carries the need to be recognized and validated in their pain and happiness. When you offer this genuine validation, even through the smallest gestures, you create invisible bonds of deep emotional connection. Finally, we cannot ignore the value of raw authenticity. In a world dominated by filtered images and artificial narratives, being genuine is revolutionary. Jung always emphasized that the process of individuation requires the courage to be oneself, even if it means facing judgment. People who embrace their imperfections and live transparently earn the respect and admiration of those who, even unconsciously, long for the freedom to do the same. At this point, one truth becomes clear. Attractiveness is not a gift reserved for a few, but rather a state of being available to all who dare to dive into self-knowledge. Jung stated that the greatest adventure of human life is the exploration of the unconscious. And in this quest, every step taken toward inner truth transforms the individual into a magnetic presence. You may have noticed that many of the signs that define an attractive person have nothing to do with aesthetics or physical perfection, but rather with emotional, psychological, and spiritual qualities. This realization brings us to an essential point. The path to becoming truly captivating does not lie in adapting to the expectations of others, but in freeing yourself from them. Every relationship, every glance, every gesture contains the seed of a possible deep connection. When you allow yourself to be seen as you truly are, without masks and without fear, you also allow others to do the same. This reciprocity is the foundation of all authentic relationships and one of the pillars of Jung's philosophy on human connection. Full self-acceptance, including what we consider unforgivable in ourselves, is the final step of this journey. When we embrace both our light and our shadow, we become whole. And wholeness, according to Jung, is irresistibly beautiful because it is rare. Few have the courage to become who they truly are. If you are now walking with greater awareness of these hidden signs, know that you are already closer to your own individuation. The quest never truly ends, for human beings are works in constant progress. But the beauty of the journey lies precisely in continuing to evolve, refine, and expand who we are. You already possess within yourself all the seeds of true attraction. You just need to nurture them with self-awareness, compassion, and courage. Always remember, the value you seek externally can only be fully found within. And now, with this new perspective, I invite you to continue forward. In the next sections, we will dive even deeper into the practical application of these concepts, so you can finally discover why you are far more attractive than you ever dared to believe. Without you even realizing it, your body is constantly sending messages to the world. Carl Jung understood that symbols, even the most subtle ones, have immense power over the collective unconscious. The way you walk, gesture, sit, or cross your arms carries hidden meanings that others intuitively pick up on. People who move with ease, confidence, and calmness are instantly seen as self-assured and therefore attractive. Your body posture is a direct reflection of inner harmony or conflict. Jung taught that the unity between the conscious and unconscious also manifests in the body. An individual at peace with themselves holds their shoulders open, chest slightly lifted, head held high, not with arrogance, but with serenity. This subtle alignment sends a powerful message: I am at peace with myself. The touch of authenticity also lies in the spontaneity of gestures. People who express emotion naturally, without theatricality or stiffness, create an emotional bridge with those observing them. According to Jung, this ability to express emotions fluidly is a sign of a well-integrated psyche, which generates immediate warmth and closeness. There is also the power of rhythm. Every person has their own rhythm, in speech, in walking, in thinking. The harmony of this rhythm with the environment creates a magnetic field that others perceive, even unconsciously. Jung noted that human beings are drawn to ordered patterns within chaos. When someone can effortlessly maintain their internal rhythm amid external turbulence, they become a point of stability and reference. The eyes, already mentioned, return here as protagonists. Balanced eye contact, neither invasive nor evasive, creates a subtle dance of connection and respect. Jung believed that a genuine gaze is one that recognizes the other as a whole being, free of judgment or hidden intentions. Those who master this art rarely go unnoticed. Another powerful factor is the smile, not the forced or automatic smile, but the authentic smile that rises from the soul and carries a genuine intention of warmth. A true smile is an archetypal symbol of peace and trust, capable of instantly dissolving emotional barriers. Finally, self-care. Jung stated that the way we treat our body reveals the degree of respect and love we have for ourselves. A clean, organized appearance, consistent with who we truly are, communicates a deep sense of inner dignity to the world. And this silent, discreet dignity is one of the noblest forms of beauty. The human voice is one of the most powerful instruments of emotional connection. Its tone, speed, and intonation say much more than the words themselves. Jung believed that everything that emanates from within carries psychic energy. Thus, a voice that conveys security, calm, and empathy has the power to soothe, inspire, or win hearts. The tone of your voice reveals who you are. Authentic people tend to speak at a natural pace, Without rush or hesitation, they feel no need to anxiously fill silences. This balance between pause and speech creates a sonic magnetism that draws and holds the listener's attention. Vocal modulation is also decisive. An emotionally intelligent person knows when to subtly raise their voice to emphasize an idea and when to soften it to create intimacy. Jung called this the wisdom of the soul, intuitively recognizing the impact your presence has and adjusting without losing your essence. Attractive people often have clear diction and careful articulation of words. This doesn't mean being formal or artificial, but showing respect for the listener. Clear communication, according to Jung, is a high form of consideration for others, which naturally becomes irresistible. Interestingly, laughter also plays a central role. Laughing sincerely and without fear of self-exposure humanizes and connects. Jung said that humor and lightness are mature ways of dealing with life's complexities. A person who can laugh at themselves wins others over, as it shows deep acceptance of who they are. Care for the content of what you say is equally essential. A mind rich in reflections, interesting ideas, and inspiring stories naturally captivates. Jung suggested that words can serve as keys to access the deepest layers of another's unconscious. A good storyteller, therefore, holds a rare power of influence. Finally, there is the intention behind the words. When you communicate to truly help, inspire, or comfort without hidden agendas, the sound of your voice takes on an almost therapeutic quality. Carl Jung firmly believed in the hidden energy of human intentions. Those who speak from the heart win hearts. Perhaps one of the most mysterious aspects of attraction is the energetic field that each person emits. Jung, although profoundly rational, recognized that there are dimensions of human experience that escape logical explanation. Many people report feeling good vibes or heavy presences even before any verbal interaction takes place. This energetic field is shaped by the emotions, thoughts, and intentions you carry. Analytical psychology suggests that everything not consciously expressed manifests symbolically in the environment. Those who care for their emotional health resolve internal conflicts and cultivate inner peace radiate a serene energy that others sense and are drawn to. Coherence between what you think, feel, and do also strengthens your magnetic field. Jung pointed out that internal disharmony creates psychic noise that repels people, whereas integrity creates a silent song that attracts. This subtle harmony is perceived as a welcoming and trustworthy presence. People with elevated energy have a natural ability to inspire, uplift, and positively influence those around them. This strength does not come from the quantity of words or actions, but from the quality of presence. Jung would say it is the spirit of one person touching the spirit of another. Another important factor is non-verbal intention. Even in silence, your actions, choices, and posture communicate who you are. The unconscious of others instantly picks up on these signals. Therefore, aligning your intentions with your deepest values is a powerful strategy for natural influence. The ability to remain centered, even in the midst of crises, also expands your field of attraction. In a constantly agitated world, those who maintain calm and steady energy naturally become points of reference. Jung regarded such people as true fixed points in the flow of existence. Cultivating habits of reflection, meditation, gratitude, and self-care are practical ways to strengthen your energy field. There is no magic formula, but there is constant dedication to self-knowledge. And self-knowledge, according to Jung, is the master key to all forms of personal growth. Finally, remember, what you project returns to you. A life based on authenticity, compassion, and respect will inevitably transform you into someone magnetic, whose very presence is already a gift to the world. The highest form of attraction is not to be admired, but to inspire transformation in others. Jung said that the true master does not teach, but awakens. When your journey, your choices, and your way of being bring out the best in those around you, you reach the pinnacle of human magnetism. Inspiring people are those who have become living examples of overcoming their own shadows. They do not hide their imperfections, but use them as catalysts for growth. As Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Generosity also exerts an overwhelming magnetic force. The simple act of sharing knowledge, time, attention, or love without expecting anything in return connects people on a deep and universal level. According to Jung, this altruism corresponds to the archetype of the caregiver, one of the most powerful images of the collective psyche. The ability to forgive, including oneself, also leaves a lasting impression on those around you. Forgiveness dissolves resentment, releases the flow of vital energy, and creates space for new and genuine connections. Jung considered forgiveness a superior form of inner freedom. Natural leaders have an intuitive ability to understand and anticipate the needs of others, guiding them gently. They do not impose, they inspire. Jung called this the transcendent function, integrating different polarities and offering meaning to chaos. Authenticity is also expressed in the courage to say no. Knowing how to set clear boundaries, protect your energy, and define what is non-negotiable for you sends a powerful message of self-respect. And paradoxically, the more you respect yourself, the more others tend to respect you. Finally, there is the invisible legacy. The most attractive people in the deepest sense are those who leave something of value in the lives of others. They plant seeds of inspiration, wisdom, and love that continue to grow long after their physical presence is gone. Jung stated, "The unlived life is a disease of the soul. Therefore, living fully and inspiring others to do the same is the greatest of all signs." Now that you have traveled this journey of self-discovery through the lens of Carl Jung, you may have realized that being attractive has never been about appearance, but always about being. True beauty is a consequence of deep connection with oneself. Each of the 12 signs presented are external manifestations of an inner journey of individuation. When you integrate light and shadow, when you let go of the need for approval and walk inward, you inevitably become someone whose presence transforms. Jung reminds us that the journey never ends. The soul is in constant evolution, challenged to rediscover itself, to grow, to integrate new experiences and meanings. And within this continuous movement lies the secret of true attractiveness, the eternal quest for wholeness. By looking within and accepting who you are, while striving to become the best version of yourself, you become a silent beacon that attracts, inspires, and embraces. There is no other secret. True attraction is the natural radiance of a soul at peace with its own existence. You already carry within yourself all the tools to be this magnetic presence. Keep nurturing your inner world with love, awareness, and courage. Always remember, there is no path to inner beauty. Inner beauty is the path. Now, go forward. There is a world waiting to be touched by your unique light, and the journey of discovering just how attractive you are, and have always been, is only beginning. What you have discovered today is not just a list of signs, but the map of a journey that has always been within you. Carl Jung taught us that what we seek outside can only be fully found within the soul. Now, as you silently revisit each of the 12 signs, realize that they do not point to something you must become, but to what you already are, a complete being, with light and shadow integrated to create a unique and unrepeatable beauty. You no longer need to seek approval. True validation arises when you recognize yourself in your wholeness. The path to individuation, a central concept of Jungian psychology, is long, deep, and never-ending. But that is where the magic lies. Each step brings new discoveries, new integrations, and new ways to delight in yourself and the world. True attraction emanates from this subtle dance between accepting who you are and daring to expand who you can be. There is no greater magnetic power than the serene glow of someone at peace with themselves. Perhaps now you feel different, lighter, more awake. That is the silent power of self-knowledge. It transforms quietly, yet irreversibly. The people around you will feel it, even if they can't explain why. You have become the living reflection of Jung's words. Know all the theories, master all the techniques, but as you touch a human soul, be just another human soul. Before continuing your journey, allow yourself to contemplate one final thought. What if the greatest act of courage you could undertake is simply to be yourself, without fear, without masks, without the need to be perfect? Think about that. The world already has too many copies. What it needs is your authenticity. True attraction is born the moment you allow yourself to exist fully with everything that is beautiful, contradictory, and extraordinarily human. If this content touched you, inspired you, or awakened new questions within you, allow yourself to continue this journey with us. Like this video, share it so that other souls may awaken too, and above all, subscribe to our channel. Not just to be another subscriber, but to become part of a community of seekers, of soul travelers, who believe that knowledge, reflection, and inner truth are the greatest treasures of existence. Tell us, which of these signs resonated most with you? We want to hear your story and walk together in this fascinating process of discovery. Your journey inspires ours.